am actually in the process right now of working on a little project that would be an anti-PAC PAC and would actually put campaign money and do campaigns against the filthy incumbents alongside the parallel campaign of a grassroots candidate to combat exactly APAC and DMFI. And this is something that's sort of like my brainchild. I've been thinking about this, ruminating for a couple of years now. And you're not getting rid of those PACs. That's not going to happen. Right. They're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. They're going to just keep spending because it seems to be effective. So that's that. So how do you level the playing field with that? How do grassroots people that don't want to take corporate money stand a chance when they're fighting 2-1? Because they're fighting the opponent's campaign and the PAC campaign at the same time. And so my theory is we need to level the playing field, and there needs to be a PAC, super PAC. Oh, we're take money. I don't care. Honestly, doesn't matter to me where they get the money from because they're not directly supporting candidates. All they're doing is putting out anti-corruption social media, TV ads, whatever it is, against the candidates, legitimate corruption. And the idea of that corporate money could be calling out corporate whoredom, to me, is poetic justice. And the fact that there would be no direct link to a candidate, not even talking about this they're not even talking about that. What are your thoughts on that idea?
Like having a super PAC, or having some sort of like a political action committee or some sort of like fundraising mechanism for somewhat left-wing campaigns. I mean, it depends. I mean, if it's, I would definitely be hesitant if it's taking money from any sort of like corporate actors or something, because there's always, that potential.
Well, here's the thing. So this is a nonpartisan thing. This is a nonpartisan thing whose sole purpose is to call out corruption from our Congress people. That's it. That's their job, to put it all into little clips so that people could see it all in one fell swoop. We're talking the, campaign finance shit, the insider trading, all of this stuff that's legitimate corporate whoredom. Okay. Yeah. And what would happen is all this PAC would do would be nonstop campaigning against those candidates that have viable challengers, calling out their corruption. That's it. They're not talking about the grassroots candidate. They're only calling out facts that you would get on Open Secrets or Unusual Whales or any of those, things. And it's like, to me, again, I wouldn't take corporate money as a candidate. There's no way I would do that because the appearance of impropriety, and there's that whole quid pro quo and all of that. But if you're a super PAC and you could take as much money from wherever you want, and all you're using your money for is to call out corruption,
I'm all for that.
Let the games begin, people, because that's my thought. And I'm in the process of trying to formulate this because, the candidates in theory have nothing to do with this. They have nothing to do. They don't have to, let's say that when Nina Turner was being bombarded by DMFI, okay? Wouldn't it be nice if there was a PAC that was going after Chantel incessantly for all of her filthy corruption?
Yeah. It would have
exactly.
been nice.
So then what we do is we create a situation where we're at least fighting 2-2.
Yeah, no, I mean, if it's possible to get some sort of a PAC that's backed by, a decent amount of money that could actually just be solely focused on issues of corruption, I'm 100% for that.
Okay, good. Because this is a project right now. And, my goal is to put together enough of a thing where it can be presented to somebody like a Mark Cuban and be like, you kind of like sticking it to the establishment. You did nice with Big Pharma there. How would you like to work on getting some corruption out and be the founder of the first anti-PAC PAC? And getting somebody in at that level. And that's really what that's where I am now. And I always put that out there because I'm telling you, I just need 5 minutes with Mark Cuban in room. I feel like we could do so many wonderful things together. But that's what I'm working on right now. Because you're not going to get them to stop doing it.
Do you think somebody like Mark Cuban would, or any corporate actors for that matter, or, billionaires like him, do you think that they would be supportive of a PAC that is, pushing for a candidate? Because if you're a candidate who is, left-wing, progressive, it's not just going to be like anti-corruption issues. You're also going to have a bunch of other issues, whether it's like tax brackets, whether it's healthcare, whether it's education, a lot of left-wing reforms that require taking on the billionaire class, corporate America. So, I don't know. Maybe there is just like a
special sort of billionaire, but the fact that he did what he did with the pharmaceutical industry, I thought, sure. And I've been watching him for a while. He actually does seem to have values other than profit. He actually does seem to support ventures that are not solely profit-based ventures that have a different purpose. So that was my thought is, okay, and this is somebody who knows what it's like to like work.
Right.
So, but there's other people that I definitely do know and can tap into. Like, this is something that is very plausible. Now, the size it gets is a whole other story. Again,
right.
I mean, like Mark, call me.
I think anything that is directly related to what he has attempted to do, and this is one of the, the sad truth is that on the one hand, what Mark Cuban did do with cost plus drugs is a phenomenal thing. It's actually helped a lot of people. Now, of course, bringing it to scale would require it to become a single payer, universal healthcare system to have to basically take Big Pharma out of the equation. The negative side of it is you have a lot of these, free market capitalist, libertarian, and even these neoliberal minded people who see what Mark Cuban is doing and thinking, see, we don't need government. We just need the private sector to take care of everything.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's a good point too, as well. I mean, yeah, we need structural campaign finance reform in this country, 100%. Like, in the meantime, if we can't get that on the table, sure, let's approach it through these avenues, try to fight fire with fire, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I would take that with pretty much every major issue that we're facing in this country. You need systemic structural reform, especially when it comes to something like campaign finance. I mean, that's the underlying core rot of the entirety of the American political system, is just effectively legalized corruption and bribery. So, I mean, I think that that could have some potential, especially if it's working in tandem with some sort of actual grassroots fundraising and working in tandem with on the ground organizing and all of that. Then that could definitely be a positive thing.
Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.